right, welcome back, guys. Happy Saturday, 11:40, September 16th. Work is done for the day. I just got back from Subway because I didn't feel like cooking. You know, not today, bruh. Anyway, yesterday. Yesterday I asked a question in the community section, community page, right? I asked, is love stronger than addiction? Recently I've been watching a lot of like street interviews and try to pull different ideas, that I could put towards videos. Just try to pull certain topics or something that strikes my attention. And I was watching a interview about a couple, and they were talking about their story, right? How things are going, and the interviewer, he brought up love. He wanted to find out how strong their connection is and all that. And they were talking about like, how would it look if you guys quit together or go to rehab, right? Would you guys go together or go to separate rehabs, right? And that's what I would recommend, man. Like, it might be different if I was in the situation, like in active addiction and in love. Of course I'd want to keep an eye on my girl, be with her, and start a whole new life of recovery together, right? But man, to me, that is not healthy for many reasons. But the main reason is the overall objective of recovery should come first. It should come first, especially if you're in treatment together. So if one of the parties, if the guy or girl or whatever, never know nowadays, but if one of them gets pissed off for some reason or whatever, right, and decides to leave, it leaves the other partner kind of at a standstill. They could have like a really good, strong recovery program. They could be feeling good and they're already envisioning the future. But if one of the parties gets set off and decides to leave, chances are they're both going to leave together, right? So anyway, is love stronger than addiction? So there's so many circumstances, right, thinking about this question. And I guess the simplest way for me to, answer this is I'm going to separate it. I'm going to separate it like inactive addiction and also recovery. So is love stronger than addiction? When I was in active addiction, no, dude, no, absolutely not. Addiction is priority. Getting high, getting my next fix, that was king, man. I know all you guys know that. If you're an alcoholic, getting that beer, right, first thing in the morning, getting your money together and just waiting for the liquor store or convenience store to open up. And the objective is always to get your fix. Plain and simple, man. I know it might be hard for some people to hear, but that's just how it is, man. And I could say that because I went through it, man. Man, if I had to buy dog food, I said it before, if I had to buy dog food or get my fix, of course, I'd be getting my fix, and then try to come up with some extra cash or whatever. But the dogs always got fed, But yeah, so that's that, man. I've addressed it so many times. Like, getting well, that's the ultimate priority, for me when I was in active addiction. I've tried other drugs, other narcotics and stuff, but nothing had that thorough hold of me like opiates. It is crazy to think that, man. Our bodies are so different, Somebody could try an opiate and their body doesn't agree with it, but mine, I was instantly hooked. And I was so hooked that I effed off some of the most important years of my life. And here I am, man, like starting over at 39. But anyway, you know, I'm thankful for where I'm at. I'm thankful for everything I've been through. You know, I can't even imagine a different life, you know, because it would probably be like real basic. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it just seems so foreign, so far away, just like a whole another life. Like that, like being a normie, like a person that's not hooked on dope, that's just a whole, that's not for me to understand. It'd be wasted energy for me to take the time out of my day and wonder how life would be if I didn't use, you know? Wasted energy, you know? I like looking back. I like looking back, you know, at certain things I've done and see how I could be better. But I don't like dwelling on things because that could eat at you, man. Anyway, so is love stronger than addiction? Now I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to have an outlook as to my current state right here in recovery, right? In this circumstance, love is stronger than my addiction. 100%. 100%. Every time I envision myself going to the kitchen, getting some foil, getting one of these bad boys, you know, about that long, getting one of these, you know, little flickers, right? And just heading out the door. Every time I think about that, that was my little kit, man. Like, that was my kit. Every time I think about that, like, it's ugly. It's an ugly feeling. Like, everything that I work for would have been thrown away. All it takes is that one time, you know. In AA, they talk about the allergy. You know, I have an allergy. Like, if I decide to mess around and relapse, I might not do it the next day, you know, but something in my brain will be triggered to where I want to do it again. Like in a few days, a week, or I would do it the next day if I had more left over, you know? So it's an ugly feeling thinking about that. So if I decide to mess around and throw everything away, throw all the friendships, throw this community, throw you guys, like, that would be a whole new level of shame. Just having to come on here and tell you guys, hey, I messed up, man. If you don't see me for a while, you know what's up, man. You know where I am. All of my inventory in my storage, that would be the first thing to go. And then the money in my bank account, that would be gone. And then my laptop. And then I would probably get a loan, like a title loan, right? I wouldn't be able to pay that back, so my car would be gone. Worst case scenario is my phone, what I'm recording on right now, that would be gone. That's how desperate I was. One of the dumbest things I ever did was call my dealer and say, hey, I'll be there within an hour. So I went to, where'd I go? I went to one of those video game stores. I forgot what it's called. GameStop. So I went to GameStop, right? I asked them if they buy phones because I didn't have any cash. I needed some money. I needed to get high. So what do? I had a phone. I think it was an iPhone or something like that. I sold my iPhone for, I forgot how much, 20 or 30 bucks. And then I was running a little bit late, so I wanted to call my guy, like, hey, you know, I'll be there, man. have this ready. That way I could get in and get out. So I get the cash, and then I walk to his house. It wasn't far, it was like a mile. And of course, you know, we did the transaction. Then I got high. Like, I knew I was going to be screwed, but my addiction was just so strong. It had that much of a hold on me, to where I was willing to sell my phone and be without a phone. I knew I was going to wake up dope sick the next day. Like, I knew it, man. So the next day came, right? And then I just had to borrow phones from there. And then eventually I went into a rehab or something like that, to detox and then rehab. It's crazy, man. Like, just thinking about all the stupid stuff I did, man. Like, it ain't worth it, man. Never is. Never is. So in this case, in my current time right now, love is much stronger. The love of my dogs, my family, the friendships, you guys. Everything is just, everything, life isn't perfect, but my happiness is damn near perfect. Like, it's amazing, man. Like, addicts are some of the most strongest people that I've ever met. Like, it's crazy. Of course, a lot of our troubles were brought upon ourselves, right? Like, addiction, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't a choice, man. It's one of the purest forms of Russian roulette. Because if you mess around and use, you know, you might become hooked, or you might not. In my case, I was hooked. And it's ugly. You know, we are some of the most strongest people out there. We've seen the dark side. And that dark side should be one of our greatest motivations to keep going. Keep going. Right now, business isn't the best. eBay sales are slow. But I'm doing a lot of work on my end, as far as just a bunch of stuff, right? Bunch of stuff. So a lot of back end work, and you know, this isn't forever. I just have to trust the process, and just keep doing what I have to do, right? Keep doing what I have to do. Active addiction was a struggle. It was survival. And so is owning the business. So is recovery. It's a struggle more times than others, you know. Life is good. Life is easy right now, but, you know, up here, that's still, like, it's still a battle. I'm not talking about relapsing, but life is a battle, because our mind is an addict. My mind will sometimes resort, like, I could be stressing, right? But like an addict's mind, my mind knows what will make me feel better, either a beer or getting high, you know? So that's how the addict's mind is, the addicted mind. Whenever we're feeling some adversity, right? Something occasionally will pop in my head. Like, I know how I can make this situation feel better. And that's called a relapse. That's called a lapse in my recovery. I'm not trying to do that. So each time we break through, each time we fight through these thoughts, that's a win for us, man. That's a win. So each night we go to bed. Each night we go to bed, lay down. Our day is done, right? Each time we go to bed, clean and sober, or off of our drug of choice. That's a W right there. That's a W. So, is love stronger than addiction? I guess it depends how you look at it. This is my stance. Thanks for listening.